Any comments you want to make, sir?
No comments.
21-year-old Miles Hudson, possibly too stunned to speak. Moments before walking out of this door, he got hit with a fine equaling the 2022 average annual salary in Washington.
The court is awarding the city in the amount of $83,619.97.
Hudson sat alone in court with no attorney, answering the judge's questions.
I communicated with him via email.
Okay, and?
Meanwhile, the prosecution seemed to question if the incognito defendant was actually the infamous Belltown Hellcat owner.
A gentleman identifying himself as Mr. Hudson is present in court, although he is wearing a full face mask.
Also in court Tuesday, the Belltown Hellcat enabler, Rebecca Hudson.
Please don't record me. I don't give you permission. Do not record me.
Rebecca Hudson asking for privacy in a public space. While for months, her son has continued to run amok at all hours of the morning in Seattle. In fact, Rebecca Hudson is actually one of the registered owners of the Belltown Hellcat. In a letter to the city months ago, she claimed her son no longer had the car. But according to Miles Hudson's own social media account, that does not seem to be true.
Any more questions?
Despite saying he wouldn't comment seconds earlier, Hudson decided to talk about the $83,000 he now owes the city.
You're not going to come up with the $83,000.
I'm going to come up with it. It's a little bit of emotion. I wouldn't say come up, but who's to say I don't have it?
Now, despite the judge's stern tone and that high dollar amount in fines, today's court hearing was more for show. That's because the city cannot garnish Hudson's wages because he doesn't have an official job, and they can't really seize his car because his mom co-owns it. But Hudson still has some criminal cases he's facing, including 2 reckless driving charges, as well as an investigation into cyber harassment. You can count on continued coverage. Back to you.
Any comments?
And he's also got I think a domestic violence case. He did something with his mom. I mean, this kid is he's lethal. Let's watch another video. We got to keep going.
He previously pled guilty to an assault. All the jail time was suspended. That's a good deal if you can stay out of trouble for a couple of years.
Do you remember last time you got pulled over in Seattle?
If you don't stay out of trouble, the judge can impose all that previously suspended jail time.
Miles Hudson admitted to the courts he beat up his mom back in 2022. Reports say he got mad at her because she wouldn't make him coffee, so he grabbed the back of a chair she was sitting in and slammed her to the ground. Court records I obtained show the judge sentenced Hudson to about a year in jail. Instead, he got a suspended sentence and only served 2 days. Legal expert and former Pierce County prosecuting attorney Mark Lindquist tells me, with all this new attention on the Belltown Hellcat owner, that reduced sentence could be revoked.
When judges cut you a break, and a suspended sentence is definitely a break, they expect you to stay out of trouble. When you don't, they're likely going to want to send a message.
According to the conditions of Hudson's suspended sentence in Renton, he explicitly could not break the law, which the Seattle city attorney is accusing him of doing. He faces 2 reckless driving charges in the city, as well as tens of thousands of dollars in civil fines.
The judge could find that he's violated his conditions of release before he's convicted of the new charges.
The original assault conviction is from Renton. They'd be the ones to decide if Hudson goes to jail. But an official with the city told me they can't comment on the case. Lindquist says, at this point, it's likely Hudson faces at least some time behind bars.
The judge is likely going to look at how serious is the new violation and what kind of life has this guy been leading since the previous charges. Has he cleaned up his act or not?
Today, I just learned about another criminal case out of Seattle involving Hudson. This one is for cyber harassment. That's what Seattle police tell me. I reached out to an official with the Seattle City Attorney's Office who tells me they are reviewing that case, but no charges.
Yes, kid.
And Preston, as proof, there's an entire Reddit page devoted to people's complaints about this man and his street racing. Yet, despite this, as seen on Instagram, he makes no secret of his need for speed.
So if you haven't heard of this case before, this has been all over Seattle, and it's kind of a local, but this is a national type deal. What he does is like we're looking at on here. He records this stuff. It's in Belltown, which is a high-rise area of downtown Seattle. It's just to the north and west of the Blade. It's just to the east, north and kind of east of Pike Place Market in downtown Seattle. So a lot of big, tall buildings. And he drives this modified Dodge Charger called a Hellcat. It's got this exhaust system that is just super loud, and he just revs it and gets all the people living in Belltown upset. If you ask anybody who lives in Seattle, hey, have you heard the Belltown Hellcat? They'll go, oh yeah, I heard of this. I heard of it. All the kids have stories about, oh yeah, I heard it. So it's this kid. He's 20 years old. He's racked up $83,000 in fines. He's got, a criminal stuff, all kinds of criminal stuff, but he gets paid by posting these videos on Instagram. So Instagram pays him for illegal deeds that the city of Seattle is trying to come after him. The city of Seattle can't collect because his mom is on title to the car, can't take the car away. And also he doesn't have real income. He doesn't have W-2 income. So some people are saying, why not garnish his wages with Instagram? Good luck with that. Facebook? Really? Try that? Good luck. You have to go through the courts, right? You have to go through the court. You have to have a judge say, hey, this is going to have to happen. Because Instagram isn't going to go, oh yeah, he's one of our biggest content creators. And yeah, we're going to have to cut him off, and we're going to have to, what? No, we're not doing that. So we keep going.
According to this police report, Miles Oliver Hudson is proud to post videos like the one you just saw. It didn't matter if it was here at 4th and Yesler or 2nd and Pine. According to police, Hudson's need for speed was almost as great as his need for attention. Most recently, it was here at 4th and Yesler where police say they stopped Hudson going 107 miles per hour. Yet according to these legal papers, Hudson did not care, allegedly telling police officers he has almost 700,000 followers on social media, saying, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to make a career out of this. A career that police say is the fast track to tragedy. As KOMO has reported, speed is believed to have been the main factor in this recent horrific crash in Renton that killed 4 people, including 3 children. Given those types of stories, Hudson is now facing 2 misdemeanor counts of reckless driving. And other than those charges, Hudson also facing several traffic infractions. Coming to you live from Seattle tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO News. Begin with that murder.
Yeah, 107 miles an hour in downtown Seattle. That's a little bit excessive, don't you think? Isn't that just... All right, we got to do one more. Uno mas, right?
He's telling everybody, to tell me to leave. The security comes up to me. Boom, that's fine. That's cool. That's whatever.
This is Miles Hudson on Twitch. I found the stream from a Seattle police report I obtained. You can tell it's the Belltown Hellcat driver because...
Any comments you want to make, sir?
No comments.
He wore nearly the same exact thing to court this week when the city fined him $80,000+ for his annoying car. In the video now seen by nearly 2,000 people, Hudson complains that his feelings are hurt because his girlfriend of about a month and a half broke things off.
Whole time, she turned her location off. She does not have me on none of her social media. She's on private. And if I follow I'm cut.
He even made her an art project to say sorry.
Pull up with this sign, bro. I pull up with this sign. I hop out the car when I see her. I'm holding it, bro. I'm holding it, bro.
The problem is the woman is terrified of Hudson, regardless of his sorry sign. The police report I obtained said about 24 hours before Hudson recorded this video, he sent out revenge porn of the victim to her former boyfriend. And despite the victim outright telling Hudson to get lost and blocking his number, Hudson decided to show up at her work, then follow her home.
On some, like, not even crazy, but like on some cool, bro. I was like, maybe it was bad to like pull up to the club, bro. I was like, how my homegirl like drop me off at her house, bro, right?
Even after ranting online for about 45 minutes, the harassment continued. In this police report filed a few days after the first incident, the victim told investigators Hudson called over and over again using phony numbers he created with an app to get past her blocking him. He said he would publish even more revenge porn and threatened to do something reckless and dangerous.
I spoke to that victim over the phone who tells me she worries that Hudson has done this in the past and that he'll do it again. Now, Hudson has 3 criminal cases in the city of Seattle. He has 2 reckless driving charges, and the city attorney's office just filed charges for stalking and disclosure of intimate images. Hudson is scheduled for a court appearance next month. You can count on continued coverage. Reporting in the newsroom, AJ Janovel.
So we know we've got a kid. It's delusional, right? That was the best description I've heard, is this kid is delusional. And I heard that from Jeremy Harris of Como. He's covered this case as well. And I was reaching out to Jeremy and saying, maybe kind of fill me in here. What's going on? And because this kid is just, he's not working the full deck of cards. And so a judge basically states, okay, yeah, we're going to need you to pay us $83,000 in fines. He's racked up all these fines. He's promised he's going to get the car fixed. Oh, I got parts on order. And, none of that has come to fruition. And as far as we can tell, the car's still going. He's still making his videos. And it may be a little bit more on the down low now. But this kid isn't working with a full deck of cards. He's just not. Thinking that you're going to make a career out of driving what are you going to be, 45 years old, still driving the same Hellcat? Do you think people are going to maybe have gotten tired of that over the past 25 years? Because you're only 20 now. Do you really think you're going to make a career out of driving a noisy hot rod up and down the streets of Seattle before Seattle does something? Now, the mom to me is just as liable. She is just as culpable. If she's the one who put her credit on the line to get this kid a car and she co-signed, I don't know how they got ownership of the car, whatever it was. But, if your kid's out there doing that, you got your push foot down. You just got to say no. But with the way that this kid has treated his mom, you know what I mean? The whole thing is just whacked all the way around, isn't it? Yeah, you've got disrespect for the law, disrespect for your parents, disrespect for your community, just basic life skills in disrespecting everybody that's out there, except for a bunch of people who don't live in the community and they live online and they look at them go 107 in downtown Seattle. That's awesome. They're just as much a knucklehead as this kid is. So judge rules against Belltown Hellcat driver over noise violations and failed inspection. $83K in fines. And he's failed to comply with the order. Hudson is subject to fines of $1,300 every day his car is not fixed. I say that's fine. Fine him. Let's fine him. Let's just keep racking him up. I mean, if he says that it's not a come up, if he says, hey, maybe I've got it. Let's see if you do there, big guy, big talker, Mr. Ninja outfit. But I should call it the Nike Ninja. Should we rename him the Nike Ninja? No, you just want to see the citizens of Seattle have law enforcement do something about this kind of just absolute ridiculousness. It's like crazy stuff that goes on down in Portland. These sideshows, you got to get rid of them. They're dangerous. People get killed. People think, I'm going to drive my hot rod in a circle real fast. And the exhaust is going to go everywhere and the smoking tires are going to go everywhere. And it's going to be the greatest thing ever. Everybody cheers until somebody gets killed. And then, sideshows. Sideshows are a big deal, right? So I say just keep finding him and we'll see where it goes. Eventually that car is going to get taken away. Yeah, it will. It will, right? There'll be something somewhere where somebody's like, no, I don't think so. Why haven't the citizens of Seattle basically done something to take care of this car because they're a bunch of soy boys. That's why. That's who lives in downtown Seattle. It's not a bunch of tough guys who are like, no, I don't want to. I got to get up at 4:00 in the morning to go do my job. We don't want to hear your stupid car. You know, it's a bunch of people that are keyboard warriors, and I work at Google, and I don't really know what to do when somebody drives by other than get real upset that they, revved their car engine. It's supposed to be just horrifically loud. I live far enough away in Bellevue where I don't hear that kind of stuff. We do hear in the background, we hear stuff because people just love to rev their engines up and down the freeway. It's just a thing, right? It's like, I'm going to make everybody who's asleep just wake up to my loud revving engines. Can you hear my big turbo? Whatever it might be. During questioning, Hudson told the judge his car was in the shop undergoing modifications. You mean putting it back together? You mean putting it back to stock? Is that what you're saying? Undergoing modifications, and that he sent an email to city officials informing him of his actions. Nobody cares. We want to see it, in reality. We want to see it done. But you said you're going to make a career out of this. How are you going to make a career if your cars are real loud? Seattle Assistant City Prosecutor Cindy Williams said Hudson refused to cooperate during a vehicle inspection at Seattle Police Department West Precinct last week. No, I can't see my car because I haven't done anything to it. It's just loud as hell. I'm not going to really change it. Seattle police told Hudson the inspection would be considered incomplete due to his refusal to cooperate. This kid doesn't care. Doesn't care. After the hearing, Hudson answered several questions from media outlets. You notice at first he's like, yeah, no questions. Oh, hey, anything else you guys want to know? I love talking with you. As he made his way to the courthouse elevator, starting with why he covered his face. I'm kind of shisty and felling myself, Hudson said. Is it kind of shisty and feeling myself? I don't really. Who knows? This kid's not dealing the full deck of cards, right? Just that whole thing with the girlfriend of 6 weeks. He dated the girl for 6 weeks. And she's like, man, I don't want anything to do with you. So sorry I sent those sex tapes with my ex, and he sends them to somebody. Yeah, not good, right? Not good. Maybe until you know somebody a little bit better, don't be sharing that kind of intimate digital video of, yeah. Anyway, but Hudson has been ordered by a court not to drive the Charger. No, son, you can't drive your Charger. And the city issued him a notice of violation for the excessive noise with an order to remove the car's illegal exhaust system. See how that goes, right? We'll see how that goes. All we got to do is follow his Instagram. I am not on purpose. I am not putting that out there. I don't want anybody else to follow it because it's just not good. I mean, it's illegal activity. You're benefiting from illegal activity, and city of Seattle doesn't have much in the way of ability to shut this kid down. I'd say take the car, impound it, just do something, just get it off the streets. Just do what you got to do to, clean this up for the citizens of Seattle alone. I mean, the whole thing is just ridiculous. Could you imagine in some city in Texas, if some joker did this? Yeah. Some good old boys would go to wherever he keeps the car, and it would be modified. It would be modified. It would, the modification would mean that it's silent. Hey, so silent you can't even hear it anymore. Weird, right? Yeah. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. Love to have you subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this content, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. Thanks again for being here. Bye for now.